ladies, gentlemen, baby. Again, you thought that this was a pre-recorded intro, wasn't it? You really thought that. I know. But it isn't. Because we are athletic. And this stream is about to begin. Baby, buckle up. Get ready. Oh, baby. Ladies, gentlemen, playing with the monsters. How are we? How are we doing? I hope you guys are well. Happy Saturday, happy Sunday, no matter where you're joining the stream from. I mean, how can you not be in the mood? Oh, baby. I'm so ready to go! I'm so ready to go. Oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's Guitar Angle stream. I am Senor Mr. Sorenzo. I don't know why I said it with that accent, but I kind of did, didn't I? And because the thing is, like, the name of the game of the name is Mr. Sorenzo. But people think it's like Mr. is like the prefix, right? But it's not. The name itself is Mr. Sorenzo. So for example, if I go to Mexico, they won't say, Senor Sorenzo. They would say, Senor Mr. Sorenzo. Does that make sense? I hope it does. If I go to France, they won't call me Monsieur Sorenzo. I don't know how they would say it. I don't know how they pronounce the R's. We got a bit of a problem there. They would say, Monsieur Mr. Sorenzo. I mean, that's it. Okay, enough with the language lessons to you guys. I don't have all day, okay? Because we have an awesome docket today, right? We got an awesome docket today, baby. So, first, we are going to talk about a piece of garbage that flooded the guitar market called the Boss PX1 model. It's a pedal, right? Boss PX1. We don't like it. And it's garbage, and it's there, but we're going to talk about it. Then, we are going to talk about Bad Cat amps. Their new model, Ocelot, is out. Something interesting. Then we're going to do a little bit of a gossip, okay? We're going to do a little gossip there with Cradle of Filth. A lot of drama is going on. A lot of lawsuits and all that is about to go on. So we're going to talk about the situation there. We're going to talk about Manson guitars, the new model that they pushed out, the British Luthiery company, okay? We're going to talk about another garbage Boss pedal because the Boss, like, one wasn't enough. Boss had to push out two, but I had to space them out in our docket so that the stream becomes more palatable for everybody. And then lastly, we are going to talk about the new Korn Ibanez signature model for Mr. Munky. So, if you're ready to go, let us get the party started. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play something a little bit more relaxing. Okay, like this. And then something weird is happening to the chat. The Twitch chat is working, but for some reason, the YouTube chat is not working. So give me a second. Let me fix this. Let me fix this a little bit, okay? Hold on. Give me 1 second. All right, I think we should be good now. Yes, we are. Alrighty. Let us get the party started, man. Let us get this party started. We wasted a lot of time here, okay? And here we go. Okay. So, let's talk about the first item on this beloved docket of ours. Here we go. I had to show you the last one because it was the good one. The first bit is the bit that, I mean, I don't know why Boss does this, right? Boss came in with this complete piece of garbage, right? It's called the PX1 pedal. That is a complete disappointment. Now, the good news is we have Zuhair here, who's not a disappointment. He's a fun guy. So that kind of balances out with this Boss pedal crap that we're going to talk through. What are you saying, brother? What's happening? Hey, I'm tired, but I still came. Show your appreciation. Ah! So good of you to come in, dude. How are you doing? For those who don't know, Zuhair grinds it. The man's a hustler. 2 jobs, hard work, which is the way. Firm handshakes. Nice color for shirt. Thank you. I was about to tell you where I bought it, but then I genuinely don't remember. So sorry, dude. I have no idea where I bought this from. Probably Amazon, in all likelihood, but I may be wrong. I genuinely don't remember. So, let us talk about this pedal. So, everybody knows Boss pedals, right? You know, they're very famous. They've got amazing distortion and overdrive pedals, EQ pedals, compression pedals. They're a giant. They're like the industry standard. But then they came out with this new piece of pedal that I find it really outrageous. And here's the reason why I find this really, really outrageous. Let me stop the music for a second. Here's why I found this pedal outrageous. Tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I love it. I love it when companies try to sell me guitar and guitar-related equipment like Fortnite and Call of Duty skins. I just love it when that happens. I really do. Right? So for those who don't know, Fortnite and Call of Duty are computer games, video games. And oftentimes they let you play that game for free to start with. But then there are like character skins, like the things that changes the character's appearances. Gun skins, like, changes the appearance of the guns. And things of that nature. And they sold those little by little, $10 each, $15 each at a time. They're called microtransactions, okay? We're really getting economic here. I love it when guitar companies and pedal companies and all the other guitar-related companies sell me equipment like I'm buying a Fortnite skin. I just love it when that happens. I really do. It's so good. Feels great. Feels like you're being valued and appreciated by those companies. In fact, the other day, I went to buy a guitar. It was about $600. And I picked it up and I played with it. Everything was so good about it. I loved it. So I take it to this store guy and I'm like, hey, so how much is it? It's like $600, dude. And I'm like, for the whole guitar? Like all the 6 strings and the both pickups? And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah. And I'm like, no. Over my dead body, under no circumstances am I to buy a guitar in its full format for the full price. It's just not going to happen. No. I would pay $590. This is what I want to do. I want to pay $590 for the guitar with only 2 strings and 1 pickup, and then get you guys to sell me the remaining 4 strings and the other pickup for an additional $200. That's how I want to do business. But it's just me. I'm sure Zuhair is like that. Dorotio, when he joins the stream, probably he does that as well. None of us really would want to go to a store and buy a guitar in its complete form. We just want to pay $20 less and then buy those extra bits for like $15 more. Microtransactions, right? I'm sure everybody's like that. Like, nobody really in this world wants to buy the whole thing. That's what's happening with this frickin' pedal. So, what they've done, they've got this pedal here, and this pedal is basically connected to an app on your phone, right? Now, here's a twist. It has a LED screen on it. You go to the app. The app gives you option to add 8 new pedals to it. Like so have a look. These are the 8, right? So you get basically 1 pedal and you can enable 1 at a time from 8 different pedals, right? So you would think, oh, that's great, that's fantastic, fine, innovation, haha, hee hee. No, we never had that before, right? Like multi-effects pedal, we've never had them before. So then the twist is that they only give you 8, but there's an additional 8 that is behind a paywall. And there's additional memory in this unit that is also behind paywall. So out of the 16, 8 of them are there for free, and the other ones are not. Microtransactions. Okay, now, you would think, okay, fine. You buy the 8 effects, with the unit, and then you buy the other ones later if you want, $10 at a time. Okay, whatever. Here's a twist. For you to buy the other 8, for you to buy the other ones, you have to open an account online, like a membership thingy, right? It's a paid account, so you have to pay like a monthly membership fee, but so generously, they gave you this first 6 months for free. That is what's happening here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ultimate assholery is happening here. And here's what I don't get, man. I don't get it to save my own life. Boss doesn't need to do this. Like, it's not like that they're running out of business or they're like cash empty. You know what I mean? Why? Why would you do something like that? Right? And it's fine. I mean, OD1 overdrive is, a standard one. They're phasers, they've got good stuff. T-Wah, I don't know about that one maybe, but like, the overdrive stuff is pretty good. But it's just the idea that you have to go through microtransactions in our world as well is a little obnoxious to me, to be fully honest with you, right? How much is this, by the way? Hold on. How much? $250? Lost PX1? I think it was $250. $250, yeah. $250 for a pedal that you have to do microtransactions to get extra effects and pay membership thing online. Zuhair says microtransactions can be very deceptive. You say that, bro. You say that. I think in pedals, video games, etc., some or few are okay, but the designers, developers always need to remember most people would like to pay initially and get the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Like, when you pay for something, constantly getting, like, sold to extra things is not a good experience. And also, I don't know, man, maybe I'm a little old school. I'm of the opinion that, like, I'm of the school of thought that if I buy something, I like to own it. I don't know, that's, maybe I'm just old school a little, right? Like, if I buy something, its entirety is mine. Like, that's, I don't know. It's just being old school. We're old school. Ay, ay, ay. That's so obnoxious. It's so obnoxious. You know, and it's fine. I mean, you know, if you want to, whatever. Also, can I say the second thing that is a little weird about this is that people, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people buy pedals so that they don't have to go through the digital route, right? So instead of buying one really good multi-effects pedal, like, you know, the Quad Cortex Neural DSP or Line 6 Helix, Stadium or Floor, right? Whichever model, whatever it is that you get, Head Rush, right? So many great ones out there. But people buy pedals at, you know, buy pedals so that they don't have to go through that multi-effects digital route. That's why people build pedal boards and go through, like, you know, connect it to an amp or PA system, yada, yada. And so you guys come in, like, not you guys, like the boss guys come in and create this digital pedal, you know, that now you have to get a membership and do microtransactions to have, like, extra effects in it. And then only 16? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, like a multi-effects unit can give you, like, for $250, you can get a multi-effects unit that'll give you much more than that. You said this produces digital effects sounds also. There was a list of effects here, man. I'll show you. So the 8 that is included in the pedals is the OD overdrive, the Spectrum. I don't know who would get this. The phaser, the compression sustainer. Yeah, I can see people getting that. The TWA, God no. DS1 distortion, yes. Slow gear, no, not really. And then the super overdrive, I don't, yeah. Really, I think out of the 8 that is included, like 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 or 4 of them that I think people would actually want. And then the additional stuff is here. The chorus, flanger, vibrato, digital delay, feedbacker, the octave pedal, the pitch shifter, and then the tremolo. That's the list of the effects that are there. Here, let me make myself a little smaller. No, I don't need to. It's all there. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't understand paying $250 for 8 pedals and then $10 per effect more plus a membership for another 8. All right, so I mean, let's just say you spend $400 on all like 16 effects. For $400, you could get a much better bang for your buck. Now that we're going the digital route, I mean, or you don't want to go the digital route and this is garbage and you just get an actual pedal. And Boss overdrive and distortion pedals are great. Not my #1 favorite, but they're pretty good. Yeah, and it has like a MIDI in and USB-C, which is, I guess, cool, I guess. Right? You know what I mean? So there you have it, folks. I thought we should really start this stream with this monstrosity. Because all of us really, you know, like to get milked out of our money for... Welcome to the Boss family. Through this membership and payments, we welcome you with open arms and dropped pants, because we're going to give it to you straight. They don't need to do that. They really, really don't need to do that. I don't get it, man. It's just the concept of this doesn't make sense to me. I'll be honest with you. Like, but pedals is for people that don't want to go digital. You know what I mean? It's like producing a condom with holes for better feel. It just defeats the purpose of it. You know what I'm talking? It's like, you know, this condom is gonna, you know, it feels great. It has a hole at the tip. It defeats the freaking purpose. What is Boss doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the whole point of people not doing multi-effects is so that they don't have to go to the digital route. Like, oh, my head hurts. Let me drink something. Sorry, guys. Hold on. My head hurts. Yeah, anyways. So I guess they know something. I don't know, man. I don't know. The stuff you see these days. Like, and don't get me wrong, like, I'm appreciative of, you know, innovation. There's no question about it, right? But, like, that innovation has to mean something. Zuhair says, needed that. Ha! That's good, dude. I can't go wrong with a good laughter, can it? Here's the thing, right? With AI and everything else, I think there will come a time where our equipments, our guitars, matter less and less and less and less. Especially for those people who like, you know, like to connect their guitars to their computers and things of that nature. There'll be a time that there will be some plugins with AI integrated in it and make your plastic toy guitar sound like, you know, your favorite tune, like exact replica of like freaking Eddie Van Halen tune, Metallica tune, whatever you're into, right? Gent tune. So you got to innovate, right? I get that bit. You got to innovate, otherwise, as soon as you rest on your laurels, you're screwed. But that innovation has to be in the right direction. So, anyways. All right, let us jump to the next item on the docket, shall we? This was interesting, actually. So, Bad Cat Amplifiers unveils their new little amp. Okay, it's a tiny little 20-watt head. The Ocelot, a compact tube amp redefining professional tone, they say. Right? So it's a compact 20-watt tube amp, and it is an interesting design. Like, the first thing that really caught my eye was the design of it. It's still kind of old schoolish, but it looks really nice. I don't know. It caught my eye for some reason. Now, check this out. The Ocelot is built to be a complete tonal solution, not a stripped-down practice amp. Its two-channel design offers a vast sonic palette. Channel 1 provides pristine high headroom cleans that can be dialed into rich, nuanced edge of breakup tones with the flick of a high-low mode switch. Oh, okay. When it's time to get aggressive, Channel 2 takes you straight into high gain territory, serving up everything from tight, punchy crunch to thick, saturated distortion. With independent gain and volume controls for each channels, players can sculpt their ideal overdrive to perfection. So really, it's a multi-purpose amp, isn't it? It's not like, I don't know, like a specific, like it's not like PRS Archon that is predominantly designed for like high gain stuff. All right, let's have a listen and see what they got to say. Ooh.
So what led to the creation of the Ocelot was we wanted to have something that would be sort of portable, you could travel with, fly with, gig at a small club. It wouldn't be some big, heavy, monstrosity. It's 20 watts. It's a full tube amp. I mean, tube power section, tube preamp section. It's got direct out such that you can bring it, and that alone, you don't need to use a cabinet with this. You can go straight to a PA, straight to a mixing board, or straight to a DAW, whatever you want to use.
His sister accepted it on his behalf, if I'm not wrong. Oh, that's such a good movie, dude.
Think about it, is it's small, it's light, and you can stick it in a backpack, you can take it on the road.
I don't know about that. Stick it in a backpack and take it on the road. All that's pointy bits is going to poke in the thing. So I wouldn't really put an amp head inside a knapsack or something like that. No.
And I mean, the thing is, it's 100% 20 watt tube amp. It'll definitely keep up with a loud drummer. The kind of guy who's going to gravitate towards this amp is the guy who sort of like rides the line between the Lynx and the Hot Cat. Okay,
so rock-ish. Okay, for a little bit of a distortion. That's interesting. Right, now check this out. So when I look at the image of this amp, if I can get this amp a little bit bigger, here we go. Can I get another image of this, I wonder? Hold on, there's something I wanted to show you guys. So if I go to Bad Cat Ocelot. Oh, don't tell me they don't have it. Jesus Christ. Okay, so check this out. I'll make this maybe a little bigger so you guys can see. Here. See this? So you've got yourself, obviously, your volume, gain volume for both channels. Then you got your bass, mid, and treble. And then in the master bit, you got presence pedal and then the volume, plus like the bright and non-bright switch. This is really, if I'm not wrong, and I'm not a super expert on amp, but this is like very Marshall-like kind of a setup. So I'll tell you guys what I mean. So check this out. Maybe I should draw something for you guys here. But does anyone know how the presence knob work? So when you look at the amp, and the amp has like presence on it, do you guys know how that works? Who knows how that works? Because I can show you guys exactly how that works. Let me open up this. Hold on. So here it says the song is by the band Place Vendome. The song being jammed on the red guitar. Ah, okay. Never heard of those guys. So here it says, no idea. Didn't even hear of that knob before. The presence knob? Okay, I'll show you. So, hold on. Here we go. Let me share my screen. So, I'll give you guys maybe a better image of that knob. Hold on. So, if I go to Google, Bad Cat Ocelot, see if I can find a better image, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. This is perfect. Hell yeah. This is a perfect image. Hold on. I got it. And here we go. So check this out. We're going to go to our screenshots. And now I can zoom this image, can't I? Yes. All right. There we go. See this? Okay. So on your amp, obviously you have your bass, mid, and treble. All amps have that, right? See this one that it calls presence? Right? It's a lot of amps got it. Not all amps got it, but a lot of them got it. So it's like a setting that you can actually toggle on your amp. This is how it works. Let me draw this for you. So let me make it bigger. Here we go. So think of it like this is the frequency versus loudness spectrum, right? So this is loudness. Oops, maybe I should bring it down a little. This is the max height. There we go. You guys can see it now. So this is loudness. This is frequency. And here we go. Okay. So this is decibels. Decibels. And this is frequencies in hertz. Okay. And the higher the frequency, so this is like your treble area, this is your mid, this is your bass, right? This is how a typical like Marshall amp works when it comes to the frequency of the way that when you rotate the knobs, the bass, mid, treble knobs, like this is how they react. So here it says, I knew we'd have an audio technology lesson today. How did you know? How did you know that? So this is how it works. I'm going to go blue for bass, right? So when you increase your bass knob on your amp, this is how it's going to increase up. Like this is how it looks like, right? So it's going to go up. Maybe I should make it a little bigger. It goes up like this. This is your lower frequencies. And when you increase your bass side, it adds volume to these frequencies. And that's the frequency response, right? The curvy bit goes up like together. Like all these bits go up together, right? Come down together, go up together. Then when you do your treble, I'm going to use maybe yellow for treble. Okay. So treble goes like this. Similar to bass, right? But it goes up like that. Now, depending on the amp that you're using, you know, the frequency responses obviously change, but this is like the generic sort of standard way of looking at it, right? Now, with the mid's frequency response is actually flat. I'm gonna use a purple now. So the mids, as you increase it, it goes from here. Oops, that wasn't really flat, was it? It goes from here to here to here to here to here. Does that make sense? So the frequency response is actually flat. So if you turn it up a little bit, it goes here. If you turn it up a lot, it goes like there. The frequency response of the mid as you twist the mid knob is kind of flat. Now, the way the presence knob works, and I'm going to use this sort of crazy color here, this whatever. Actually, you know what? I'll use red so it actually shows. The way, sorry, what was that again? What's on the x-axis? Frequencies. So this is frequency in hertz. On the y-axis is decibel, which is loudness, volume. Yeah. So when you use the bass side, when you increase the bass side, this is the frequency response. It goes up that way. The treble side is like curved again, that way. The mid, the frequency response is flat. So it kind of fills the gap between the bass and the treble side as you increase it, right? And so if you think about it, if you increase the mid a little bit, it fills in these frequencies in the middle. And then the more you increase it, the more it fills the gap between your bass and your treble, right? So the frequency response is even, but the output sound that you're getting, that it's not a linear change as you increase the mid knob. Now, when it comes to the presence knob increases it changes the frequency like that. Right? It kind of, so it's like, it's in a lot of ways it's similar to treble, but it covers more frequencies after. Right? This is how, in a standard, like a Marshall type amp, this is how the knobs actually work. Right? So now going back to the reason I said, oh, this looks like really Marshall inspired, it was because of that. You got your 3 knobs, you got your presence, you got 2 channels and the volume and everything else. It kind of sounds like that. I think Bad Cat is a British company after all. And I may be wrong here. Okay, let me bring back the backing music. Okay. So this is what I meant. Hold on. Is the music loud, guys, or is it good? The background music. You tell me. Yeah, so this is what it's all about. Now going back to the amp. This is the front bit. Yeah. Good enough? All right, perfect. Thank you. Now, what's going on at the back of this amp, I wonder? So you got your power, you got your standby, you got your HDMI, you got your phones, your returns, sends, and then your speaker outputs. Okay. I'll do a little distracting. Oh, okay. Let me reduce the volume a little then. Thanks for the feedback, dude. Let me reduce the volume a little. Yeah, so there we go. This is with the Bad Cat amp. The thing is, I moved on from amps, at least for a time. I'll be buying a Line 6 Helix shortly, a secondhand one, because my goodness, first-hand ones are pricey. But I'll probably use a second-hand one and take it from there. Because my when you get studio monitors, the range of sound that you get out of them is much more than just a cab. So, yeah. Anyways, how are we feeling? Are we feeling good? Shall we go to the next item on the docket or no? I think we should. And if you guys are in the mood for a little gossip, now it's the time. It is the time. Tell me, who knows Cradle of Filth? And I'm not talking about inside of a hole of a classical guitar, right? That's a different Cradle of Filth. I'm talking about the band. Do you guys know? So, for those who don't know them, they're this goth metal band. They started in the 80s, 90s, 80s, surely, right? And when they were at their peak famous, I started to listen to them in 2003, I think it was. There was 2003, that was their golden era. And I started to listen to them, and I became a massive fan of them at some point. And I love their songs. I think I've done few covers of their songs already. And we had a whole bunch of news going around with 2 of the band members separating from the band with lawsuits and everything flying around. So we're going to talk about that in a second. But Zuhair says, how do you warm up on guitar? Need to make my practice more disciplined for when I seriously get back to it. Taking a sort of break, focused on life right now. Life for now. Okay, fair enough, dude. Okay, let me show you how I warm up on guitar. This has been my warm up for at least, I think, 2-3 years now, easily. So, here. Okay, so I start my warm-ups almost exclusively with the 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4, 3, 2, 1. And my focus here genuinely on these 2 is to warm up. And because I do have all the hours you practice, and if you practice a lot, you increase the chance of injuries. So the first 10 minutes of it, at the very least, more than that, is for me to just figure out how my arm and how my fingers are and slowly get into it. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, alternate picking, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then fourth string, so on and so forth, and then come back, and then go all the way to the 15th fret, right? Now, when I get to the 15th fret, I go back up, but this time I skip strings. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 6th string, and then I play 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 4th string, and then on the 5th, then on the 3rd, then on the 4th, then on the 2nd, and then 3rd and the last on the 1st string. So now I'm skipping strings a little bit. And then 14, same thing. Right? And go all the way back up. That's 1 to 4. Then 4 to 1. 4, again, all the way, and then skip strings all the way back up. That's been my starting point almost exclusively for the past 2-3 years at least. Yeah. So for those that are not reading the chat, Zohair says, yeah, I do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. I don't do the string skipping, so that's interesting. I do legato hammer on and pull offs too. That's fantastic. What I noticed is that if I'm not warmed up, for me, and if it works for you, that's fantastic. But for me, hammer on and pulling off is like later stage of the warm up or playing for me. Yeah. Do you know? But you know, straight down picking kind of needs a bit of separate warm up for Master of Puppets. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. 100% right. It needs its own warm up. You're absolutely right. Not everybody knows that, by the way. Not everybody knows that. Like, for picking stuff like down picking only, down pick mute, and then for stuff like galloping or tremolo picking, you need your own kind of warm up. You're absolutely right. Like these little intricacies, not everybody knows. Firm handshakes. Yeah. Yeah. So when I do this, so I do my 1 to 4, 4 to 1, back to the 15th, back up again. Then I do my 7 modes. And the 7 modes, I do it when I'm not injured. So if I'm practicing like today, and I'm not injured, I kind of almost always do the 7 modes. And I start with the Aeolian mode, by the way. I start with a minor scale. Because most people start with the Ionian, the major scale. But I kind of I'm kind of mostly a self-taught guitar player. Like I never had a lesson for electric guitar in my life. So I was like, okay, if I'm playing metal, and metal is predominantly on some sort of a minor scale, right? A natural minor, harmonic minor, melodic minor, somewhere, it's usually around that territory. So I actually learned the minor scale first before I learned the major. Some people don't like that, that's okay. Yeah. And so I usually do the 7 modes. So I start with the Ionian, go to my Locrian, all the way to Lydian, Mixolydian, and then back to Aeolian, and then that's it. Once I do that, I'm good to go, right? And it's a slow warm-up. It's not super fast, and then I start to work on the songs. Zoer says, Drat, I haven't learned the modes properly yet. Yeah, it's so easy, dude. It's so easy. Like, I learned it with like brute force. Like literally just put the diagram on a monitor and slow metronome, some free metronome online, and I just repped it. That's it. That's like, I don't have any tricks to give you on that one, because I learned it with brute force. I didn't use any, because the thing is, when you learn your modes or your scales properly using music theory, like the classic way, you would learn the major scale. Like you memorize the major scale first, and then you learn everything in relation to the major scale. That's why a lot of instructors, almost all instructors, teach it that way, right? So you got your major scale, and when it comes to your intervals, you have tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone, yada yada. And then you go, all right, well, if I'm now going to play the Aeolian mode, I have to flatten my 3rd and my 5th. You know what I mean? If you want to play whatever, you change that and that. So that's the thing. So like they would play something like this. So this is a G major, right? I don't have my guitar plugged in. Hold on. So can you guys acoustically hear this? That's a drop tuning, sorry. All right, let's just say it's in tune. So check this out. Right? So I started with 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7. Right? On the 6th and the 5th string. Right? Now, if you want to change this, the Ionian mode or the major scale, which is where I am right now, if you want to change it to the Aeolian mode or the minor scale, instead of going 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, you go 3, 5, 4, and now you got yourself a minor scale, right? And so now if it's your first, that's your root note, that's your second interval, that's your third interval, 3, 5, 6, yeah, sorry, not 3, 5, 4, fuck my life. Forgot counting. Yes, I meant 3, 5, 6, right? Why did I say 4? Right? 3, 5, 6. Right? And then so basically what a music teacher or a guitar teacher classically trained would teach you, they would say, all right, well, you got your G major, and this is your root note. That's your second interval, second note, third, and they flatten it, right? And then you got your 4, 5, and then you have your 6, you flatten it. That's what you get. So they basically, long story short, teach you the minor scale or other modes or whatever in relation to the major. And apologies if so far in this video, I've fucked up my numbers. Like 4th, 6th, I meant 3, 5, 6. And if I made another mistake there, I apologize. But the point is that they teach you in relation to the major scale. All right. Same thing with every other mode. So that's my warm-up, long story short. That was rough. I don't know why I have these gaffes, man. For some reason. I do a lot of gaffes. Like, one would think it's really easy. The one after 5 is 6, but my brain disagreed. It said no. We're going one back. Yeah. Anyways. Okie dokie. Let's talk about this. I wanted to get you guys to have a look at this. Okay, now, check this out. The reason I wanted to discuss this story, the one with Cradle, was because I found it interesting. Not so much the drama, the gossip, yada yada, but I really found it interesting because it gives you a bit of an idea of how stuff works in the background when it comes to massive bands like these guys, right? You would think that things are in a lot more order. You would think things are a lot more regulated in a bigger band and a bigger business like this, and it's just not the case. So, tell you guys this. Cradle Filth singer issues statement addressing former bandmates' accusation. I think it's time to reveal my side of the story, Danny Filth writes following exit of keyboardist Zoe and her husband, guitarist Ashok. Ella, how are ya? What's happening? I'm good. How you doing? Now, this is what happened. Let me show you guys on Instagram. So, what happened is that the Cradle of Filth right now is on tour. They are in their South American tour, right? The Screaming of the Valkyries. They're supporting that. And so what they've done is that in the middle of the whole kerfuffle, their keyboardist Zoe quits because of like personal reasons. Hold on. I think I'm trying to find that thing for you guys. So basically quits and says like, you know, it's all personal reasons, respect my privacy, yada yada. And then shortly after goes like, well, it's because we're being abused, money's being taken from us, like, you know, that we're not being treated fairly. And then her husband, Ashok, who's one of the guitarists in the band, makes kind of a similar statement saying, look, like, I don't think the band is looking after us, so on and so forth. So Zoe quits. The day after, because of the statement Ashok made, Ashok gets fired. And they're in the middle of a tour. They find a replacement keyboardist to fill for Zoe in a band of like 6 people. But now instead of 2 guitarists, they're performing with 1. So they still kept through sort of the touring. They still tour, right? On tour. Now, the funny thing was that Zoe, no, it wasn't funny. The dramatic thing was Zoe halfway into tour comes out and says, look, I actually had a miscarriage, which is a very serious issue. And then Danny comes back with a statement saying, oh, but like, you're an alcoholic. You were drinking all the time. You know what I mean? It got so dirty, so nasty. And then Zoe reveals this contract that she was sent to sign, which is a horror show. I made a video about it yesterday if you guys want to check it out. But I wanted to sort of bring this up to say how unregulated and crazy things are in this industry. So this band is running for 30 years, has 6 members, right? Multi-million-dollar business. To this day, those band members haven't had a signed contract. They were working on word of mouth and handshakes. There was no contracts. There was no nothing. So the contract, the bad contract that they were sent, was the first ever contract they got on paper. Could you believe that? Like, imagine Metallica, Megadeth, and all that jazz, all those bands. Imagine all of them go without, like, no contract. This was literally the first contract they had. And that was, like, a really surprising thing to me. Anyways, what I did was that I, on my channel, did a video about the contract and what is so wrong with it yesterday. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll show you guys where it is. The Cradle of Filth contract, what's wrong with it? Check it out. Because there are some interesting things about it, how they blurred the line between session musician and band member, how the pay structure is crappy, and so on and so forth. So I detail out like 4 major issues that I think is wrong with that, with that contract. Ella says, looking that you are a great guitarist. Thanks, Ella. Appreciate you. Do you play guitar too? Doroteo, what's happening? Good to see you. So yeah, if you guys want to check out the whole kerfuffle, it's some funny stuff is happening there. But yeah, let's jump to the next item on the docket. Last week I promised we're not gonna do sad dramatic things anymore on the stream. So I just said that already. but I want you guys to check that out if you like just want to get an idea of how this whole stuff works in the background, man. It reminded me, before we go to the next guitar, I'll tell you guys this. It reminded me of the times when I was running my dance school. It reminded me so much of the time I was running my dance school. Now, we were pretty organized, thank God for that. But when it comes to working with artsy type people, like musicians, dancers, people that are very artsy, right? Because the thing is, like, most of us enjoy art, enjoy playing the guitar. Ella says, I don't play guitar, but it's my favorite. I really like it. So that's good. Pick up the guitar, by the way. Pick up an electric guitar, just saying. It'll change your life. and I'm practicing what I preach. But the thing it reminded me was was the way that the brain of a full-time, like artsy type artist works, right? Artsy type people are very emotional oftentimes, and a lot of times are extroverts, right? And I see that in the dancers too. All the dancers that I hired and I worked with and I performed with and all that. The reason is that for you to create something of art, you have to bring out a certain emotion. You're training yourself to pour out whatever you're feeling, right? That's basically how we create art. And that's the opposite of doing business. Like, the requirement for you to do business is for you to be composed, not lose your shit, be logical, completely opposite to emotional, and a lot of times keep things in. Like, you're at work, something goes wrong, you don't just snap out, you control yourself, so on and so forth, right? That's why, for example, we have the corporate culture. Now, corporate culture has a lot of flaws. That's why, The Office, the show, is an awesome, funny show, because corporate culture can do a lot of bullshit too, which we all agree on. But one of the things that was supposed to be doing, if it functions correctly, is to bring everybody down to sort of like the same median level, mean average level, in terms of like how they act and behave, so that nobody snaps out and so on and so forth, so things don't go south. It reminded me, that whole kerfuffle with Cradle of Filth reminded me of me working with dancers, that sometimes I had to explain the most simple and basic stuff, and they would just like go out of their minds, like, you know what I mean? Like, Doroteo says, bad publicity is good publicity. Any publicity is good publicity. I hear you. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Now, if nobody's, the people that have never heard of him, now they know him. That's for sure. But yeah, man, like, if anyone ever worked with an artist, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I remember we had this lady that I trained up, and she came in and joined my school as a volunteer, and then we trained her up to teach classes. And there was this one day that she just did a bad job. Not only did a bad job at the class, but wasn't nice to the students, and that was like the red line for me, right? I'm like, so you can have a bad day. You don't get to give people shit that are spending their money, come in to dance and have a good time, right? And she's like, well, no, it's because they were like that way too. And I'm like, what do you mean they were that way? She's like, yeah, like a couple of the students were giving me this and this and that too. And I'm like, and she's like, well, no, like, I feed them off my energy and they feed me off their energy. I give them my time and energy. They give me back theirs. I'm like, no, you give your time and energy, and in exchange, I give you money. You know what I mean? Like, and that was a point of contention for some reason. Like, I had to explain to her that, look, this is now how this works. Artsy type people are very emotional, and a lot of times very extroverts. Very, very extrovert. And so they just pour everything out. They trained themselves to do so. So that's the thing. Ella Smith on Twitch asked, who's your favorite singer? Who's my favorite singer? I have a lot of favorite singers. There are, I don't know, man. What's the guy who sings in Bad Omens? I forgot his name. I've been listening to his stuff a lot. I really like Courtney from Spirit Box. I really like James Hetfield when I'm listening to thrash. Matt Heafy from Trivium. I like his screams. Very similar to mine. Like, mine is similar to his. Not intentionally. So, a lot of people, man. Ronnie Radke from Falling in Reverse. He's very versatile. Zohair says, I get your point and you're right, but I think I get her too. One of my jobs is tutoring, and I learned a lot about myself these past 7 years with the company. How to be patient, not let unruly, disobedient, intentionally defiant students get you. If anything, from the tutoring kids job, I learned a lot about controlling myself. Yeah, right? So that controlling yourself is the thing that you need to be able to run a business. And it's not just like in arts business or anything, right? In tutoring, you said it is. In hospitality, it is. Accounting, it is. Though, for fairness, accountants are pretty like introverted. Like usually, like accountants are the quiet ones, right? In every business that you do, the controlling yourself bit is critical. It's key, right? The first job I had outside college, like when I graduated, was in a call center, right? Sales and customer service. And there was this lady there. I'm not going to name her name, but she was insanely good at that. Like people would call her and just have a go, right? And this woman wouldn't take it in. Like nothing really got to her, and she had this composure to control herself and do whatever, you know, that she needed to do. That's what you need to run a business. And that's completely opposite to what an artist is good at. So, yeah, if you guys want to check out some like drama between artists and people lashing out and all that jazz, follow that Cradle story. It's hilarious. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Manson guitars, shall we? You guys know Manson guitars? Has anyone heard of them? So Manson guitars, founded by Marilyn Manson. I'm kidding. Not really. It's a guitar company in Britain. Let me share my screen with you guys. And then there's this guy on Twitch that is trying to sell me best viewers. Let me just block that guy too. Hold on. I keep saying to these guys, don't put this crap on my thing. Don't try to sell my people's stuff. It ain't nice. We're gonna ban this guy like this, and he's banned now. Yes. Okay. Going back to his stream. Okay, hold on. Sorry about the interruption, guys. Dorotio, in the meantime, while I was banning that guy, says Jeff Tate, Tony Harnell, Rob Halford, Ray Adler, and Bruce Dickinson are legendary singers, the pioneers in metal music, right? I haven't heard of all of them. I know Bruce Dickinson, I think. But like these guys are like from the 80s, aren't they, Doroteo? You got a much better knowledge with the 80s guys than I do. Jeff Tate. Why is this name so familiar to Jeff Tate? Where is this guy? Ah. Okay. And what about Bruce Dickinson? Hold on. Bruce Dickinson. Ah, he's the Iron Maiden guy. Of course it is. Ah. See, I told you. I'm not good with these stuff. Like with the 80s stuff, I'm clueless. Of course. Yeah, he's the Iron Maiden guy. Like, I gotta be careful with this stuff, man. Like, this is the thing. Bruce Dickinson, best known as the lead vocalist of heavy metal band Iron Maiden. Dickinson performed the band across 2 stints, 81-93, and from 99 to the present day. Yeah, I had to look up Bruce Dickinson. Like, I knew it was familiar. I just didn't know his name. Someone called 911. I gotta call it. That's the thing, man. Like, it's just, be nice, okay? I'm like, he's familiar. Who's that guy? And they're like, oh, God. Okay, yeah, I know. There was this guy somebody put in the chat the other day. What was his name? Ozzy Osbourne or something? He was familiar too. And we're like, yeah, I've heard of the guy before. And then next thing you know, You embarrass yourself in public again. And here's the thing with live streams: there's no way to run. This is it. Like, you know what I mean? You know, the wrestler Chris Jericho also has his own band, Fozzy? No, I don't know who Chris Jericho is. I don't watch wrestling. Is that WWE? They covered some Iron Maiden songs like Prisoner. Oh, okay. Who's Chris Jericho? Chris Jericho. See, I don't know the guy. I don't watch wrestling. Like, the only, like, I know a couple of wrestlers. WWE, huh? Okay. Yeah, I know a couple of wrestlers. Like, I know Dave Bautista. Dave Bautista. I know Rey Mysterio. I know, who's the guy that comes out of coffin every time? The Undertaker. There we go. I know him. There's a guy called Randy. Is there a guy called Randy in WWE? Like a famous guy? Ah, The Rock. You're right. The Rock also. The Rock was also in WWE, wasn't he? What was the guy called Randy? Ah, Randy Orton. There you go. Yeah. I knew that one too. That guy too. Randy Orton. Yes, this guy. Like, I don't know anybody else. I don't watch wrestling. Okay, so I don't know. But yeah, okay. So he has a band called Fozzy. Jericho. It's this one. Right, okay. I'll check it out. Ah, yeah. Randy Orton. Yeah. Zuhair asks if I'm in my mid-20s. No, I'm not in my mid-20s. I'm 33. Ric Flair, woo! Like, what did he used to say? Like, he has this thing. Limousine riding, jet flying, the son of a gun. Woo! There was a matchup they had where Ric Flair was in front of another guy and they were just hooing each other in the face. Like, whoo! Like two owls. Zuhair says, nice, we're exactly the same in age. Firm handshakes. Firm handshakes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, check this out. I was looking at this guitar, and I found it kind of like a nice modern take on Telecaster. So Mason's Guitars, guys, if you don't know them, Mason's is a British company, and you know who's the majority stakeholder of the company? Who's the majority? Matthew Bellamy, the guy from Muse, the vocalist from Muse with a big nose. This is sort of like his company-ish, right? So he owns most of it. And they got this guitar out, which I thought, shape-wise, it looks like a Les Paul and Telecaster had a baby. Does that kind of make sense? Like, you know what I mean? It kind of looks like it's the extra curves that it got here, the shape of it up here, it looks like a Les Paul. Like the upper half of it. And you can see even the pickup selectors up top there. So you just look at the top half, it's a Les Paul. Then you look at the bottom half, it's a Tele. And you got like this, you know, the Tune-o-matic bridge or whatever that looks like it. So I thought that was really interesting design, right? So when I saw it, I'm like, okay, well, I want to now see the rest of the design to see like where they're going with it. Like, it's an interesting thing. Like to have a Telecaster with a pickup selector up there, something like that. And I'm not a fan of pickguards usually, but I actually really dig the pickguard shape here. Dorotio, do you like this? Because I know you're into more modern looking stuff. Like simple, modern, satin looking stuff. I like just judging you based on your chat band, the Aqua one. Are you into this one? No. No, okay. I agree about the shape. Looks like a nice, fun guitar, but I just don't like the color. Looks a bit cheap. Like, you wouldn't be surprised if this was $100 and $200. Well, yeah, fair enough. What about this one? Because there was a black version, too. Does this also give you the same vibe? It's the same guitar, literally. Now I don't know about this whole Panther thingy on the on the pickguard. Yeah. Wow, I think is the good reaction. You like it? Ugly. Wow. Dorothy says ugly. Zohar says whoo. Yeah, okay. There's difference of opinions there. I really dig the black. Not a fan of the pickguard. But I really dig everything else on this guitar. It looks really good. Right? Now, check this out. When you look at it, here's the thing, right? Again, here from the back, top looks like a Les Paul. Bottom looks like, you know, whatever. Telly. The way they built the neck was really interesting to me. So it is, in fact, a one-piece neck here. I don't think this is there's no scarf joint or anything of that nature. Then you can see it in the continuity of the wood grains. And you can see there's no cut or anything here that I can see at least. So this is a Fender style neck on a Gibson style hardware. Basically. A Fender style neck on a Gibson style hardware and body that looks like a Telly. That's what this guitar is. Right. So now when you look at the body, I don't even know what Obechi or Obeach is. Have you guys heard of this before? What is Obeach? Obech. I don't know what this. I don't know what this tone wood is. To be fully honest with you guys, what is it? Hold on. Tone wood. Lightweight, affordable, sustainable hardwood from West and Central Africa, commonly known as Ayus, Samba, or Wawa. But glad the ugly pickguard can be removed. Yeah, no, I agree with you. It doesn't look good. The pickguard is weird. I don't know why they went with that. But lo and behold, the neck is roasted maple. It's a 25.5-inch scale rosewood fretboard, 12-inch fretboard radius, 22 frets, medium jumbo, Jescar, pretty standard features there. Black graphite for the nut, lumen lay, and then you have Goda tailpieces. You have this Wildcat orange pickguard, which you shouldn't really. And then what do we have with the electronics? Manson humbuckers, basically, and the electronics. Set up at 1046, comes with a hard case, and so on and so forth. Yeah, the thing that really got me is just the mix of how they brought in Fender and Gibson style of guitar, like so much like this together, right? Because there's a difference between like you get inspired and build something like the way PRS does business, for example, but this looks like they're picked and selected features and then put it together. Zuhair says, you heard of stringing strings over the tailpiece instead of through? Yeah, I've heard that. Some people do that on Les Pauls. Yeah, so instead of going through the hole, they bring it over the tailpiece. Yeah, I've heard of that. Top wrapping. Yeah. Have you done it before? Did you notice any differences in your tone or sustain or anything? Tone, sustain, stability. Have you done it? Have you noticed a difference? Because this is one of those ones that, like, to me, it sounds like, and I may be really wrong here. Dorothy, have you tried it? I could be really wrong here, but, like, it's one of those things that, to me, it sounds like, it's more like wine tasting. You know, when you do wine tasting, you're like, have a sip, and, like, the wine tasters do that, right? They have a sip, and they go, it has this, back taste of apple and pear and black currant and what else? Hold on, let me try again. And a hint of raspberry, right? You know, you say apple, pear, raspberry, whatever, but there's only one fruit in wine, and that's grapes, right? And so over wrapping, top wrapping rather, sounds like one of those to me. So yeah. Zuhair says never. Does it help tuning stability? Was going to ask you. Dorothea says no. You're really to the point today, Dorothea. I like it. Just no. No, I don't think it helps either. I agree with Dorothea on this one. I think I don't. It's one of those things like internet just figured out. Like, you know what I mean? Just looking for an excuse to do something different. I genuinely don't think it will make a difference. I would think, in all honesty, in all sincerity, I would think that if you do it that way, the string is more likely to like buzz on the bridge. Like the contact with that, because you have that bridge and then you have your what do you call it? You have your saddle and you have the bridge, right? I would think that it increases the chance of the string sort of like oscillating on it. Yeah. Like that's what I would think, but I don't know. I don't know why would somebody do that. Because the string tension that you need to have this sort of play the same note is going to probably be the same from the bridge onwards. So I don't know. So there we have it, folks. This is the Manson MD3 guitar, which I thought design-wise, it really caught my eye. I've never seen it pick and choose something like top half Gibson, bottom half, you know, Telly, and then with a Fender philosophy, you know. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah. Stuff guitar players do. Zuhair says Larry Carlton Sire S3 or S7 is what I want next, I think. Might have told you of that before here, not sure. No, I don't think so. What's Larry Carlton? Sire S3? Let's look it up. Oh, you might have told me. Hold on. Larry Carlton Sire S3. What do we have here? Is that an acoustic guitar? Or is it an electric guitar? Ooh, a Strat. Hold on. Let's go. Let's go. It is a Strat, after all. Let me share my screen. This is what you're talking about, aren't you? Sire Larry Carlton S3 electric guitar. You got the pink. You got the Dakota red. Check it out. Okay. Let's go to the pink one. And there are other ones too. Actually, no, let's not do the pink one. Which one you get? I really dig this navy blue, by the way. The sunburst one? There's no sunburst one here, dude. Which one is it? Sunburst. Where is it? There's no sunburst. Got this one. Red. Metallic gold. Dark navy. Candy apple. Black. Antique. Metallic. Yeah. Okay. Alright, let me check this out. I really dig this blue one, by the way. So this one is like with the humbucker in the bridge position, isn't it? Not here. Remember, Sweetwater doesn't have anything. Yeah, okay, fair enough. S3. Sunburst. Fair enough. Let's find it. Ah! Is that the one? Take us there. Okay. Okay. What are the specs? First of all, before we even do that, what do we have here? That looks pretty good. I like it. What do you like about this guitar? What drawn you to this guitar? Oh, you got the edgeless fretboard. That's fantastic. Yeah, I'm so glad they're doing edgeless for $460 or $400 guitar. It's so good that they're, you know, doing these at that price ranges too. Because like 10 years ago, no way it would have been the case. Thank God it is now. Like, it's so much better for all of us. Okay, hold on, neck. And then zebra out the bridge. Okay, nice. What do we have? Here. Floating bridge. Okay. Traditional Sire Larry Carlton S3 with tobacco sunburst, solid body electric guitar, tremendous sounding, and built instruments sold at an incredible price. Traditional S-shaped electric guitar is improved with electronics hardware specs that are Larry Carlton appointed to match most types of guitar playing styles, from classic to contemporary. It offers modified neck features that make the playing experience and its value more exceptional. The wood materials used on the body and neck are specified to match the playing experience acquired from higher priced guitars. The electronics and hardware are finely configured to the tonal preferences of Larry Carlton. Okay. Maple bolt-on neck C-shape, rosewood fingerboard, 25.5-inch scale, and 12-inch radius. Nice. That looks pretty good. You know what I like about generally, like, people are, how do I put this, like, with like Strats, Tellys, and Les Pauls, one of the things I feel like, because so many people produce these shapes, there's so much competition going on, and so there's a good chance that you can get like really good stuff, like really good stuff, for like just $300. And this looks like it's one of those. That's a really good, that's a good looking guitar too. So you tell me, Zuhair, what really drawn you to this guitar? Was it the weight of your PRS SE? Like, screw this mahogany maple guitar. Give me something that doesn't break my back. Was that the thought process? Can tell you guys something too. I really dig this navy blue. Let me see it. I really dig this color. Oh, this looks so good. And like the white pickguard bit is yellowed out a little. That looks pretty fun. Indonesian mahogany, dark navy, hard maple bolt-on 9. Okay, so this one is 9.5-inch scales. The one that you want is 12 inches in radius. This one is 9.5. Okay, no, I'll take yours one actually. Yours is better. We'll stick to this one. I'll forget about that one. I don't like curved fingerboards. No, I guess I was looking for a bit better version of that donor guitar I showed you ages ago. Right, okay, then came upon this Sire S3 and S7. I like the mahogany body and black and sunburst finishes on it. Nice, okay. What's the S7? We haven't checked the S7 yet. Ah, ooh, okay. Show me this. Okay, so the S7 one is 530 euros. This one is 366. It's like $700, 600-ish bucks, I think. So what do we have here? Solid body made in the 2020, solid alder, roasted maple neck, bolt-on, 9.5-inch scale. Okay. I personally would like the wood material here better, but again, 9.5-inch is too curvy for me. Like, yeah, 12 is like the best I'd like, is the curviest I'd go for. I like the mahogany body and black sunburst finishes on it. Yeah, fair enough. Beautiful guitar. Beautiful neck. I love the neck here. The look of it. Looks so good. Seriously. I wonder if I go to, hold on. If I go to Sweetwater, I wonder whether they have like a more, like, did they discontinue that model or are they doing more of them? Okay, no, so they were doing more S7s. It's just in different colors. You know Harley Benton, right? Yes, I know Harley Benton. I think they're German. I don't know. I don't know if Harley Benton known to make good guitars too at cheaper. Harley Benton's too, yeah. This is what I saw the other day. Harley Benton. Hold on. Yuck. Come on, Sweetwater, for the love of God. Harley Benton guitar. This is what I saw the other day. Except, all right, fine. Where's my, go to guitars. Go to my T style. Go, 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 go. And I know it's like a simple telly shape, but I really digged it. I really dig. For some reason, it really sat well with me. This like whole natural wood color with the neck and the body. Yeah, but no, I know Harley Benton's. Yeah, pretty good guitars. Pretty good guitars. I like the fact, you know what? I really like the fact that you're going for like the other brands, dude. Like you're not sticking to Fender, Gibson, PRS. You know, and like the bigger brands like Jackson, yada yada. Like you're going for brands outside of those big brands. I love that you're doing it. I think more people should do it. I really think that. And like Dorotio, for example, got Chapman. Love that. Love that. I got like Washburns, and I'll probably won't buy like a big company brand like for my next guitar too if I buy another guitar. You know what I mean? Love the fact that we go out. And then the reason for that, not just because of like market competition and yada yada, but it's just that it tells me that the guitar player is actually looking for the guitar as opposed to just looking for a brand name, right? Do you know what I mean? Like if you go out and you buy a brand that is lesser known, like Washburn used to be huge, right? Now they're no longer that big anymore, but or Chapman, they're nowhere as near as big as Gibson or Fender, right? When somebody goes in and looks for those guitars and picks them up and plays with them, that tells me that that guitar player is looking for like guitar, not a brand. Oh, it's Fender, familiar. Let me pick it up. Oh, Les Paul, Gibson, haha. Epiphone, let me pick it up. You know what I mean? I really respect that. And you know, you might be a player that you like, you know, a certain brand that works for you and you go for it. Like, I love Mark Holcomb's signatures and PRS too. Right? So I would really be open to buying the new core model that came out. Eventually when I have the money for it. So it's so good that you guys venture out. I really respect it. I really do. As opposed to just sort of like rinse and repeat Fender, Gibson. So yeah. Tell you. Now, tell you guys something. Have you guys... Zuhair said something. I was about to say something and then Zuhair says something. That Jackson King V behind you looks perfect for some bullet for my Valentine now. Dude, so funny you said it. Like, that is a metalcore guitar. That's Corey Bailey's signature guitar. Let me bring it for you. Hold on. Hoorah. So, did you see the video I made that I had to sand the guitar and fix the issues with the frets and everything on this? I made a video, it's like a long video of me going through fixing the issues that this guitar had. So the neck needed sanding, the neck body joint needed leveling, some frets needed profiling, and things of that nature. And I sanded it down. I didn't show it in the video. So I started sanding all the way to the 2000 grade sandpaper, right? But I actually went more. Like, I didn't show it on the video. I played it and I'm like, oh, the neck is so nice and smooth. I wonder how far I can go. So I went all the way to 3200 grade. And the neck feels superb right now. I'm so happy. I wanted to sell this and I'm like, I'm not selling it anymore. The neck feels really good and it has my touch on it. It's mine now. You know what I mean? Yeah, I saw some of that. Yeah. Still never going for a Jackson anymore? Yeah, no, I'm not. To be fully honest with you. I like this guitar now because I spent time with it and I worked on it and I fixed it. And I might sell it. You never know. Like, the honeymoon period goes away eventually and I might let this guitar go too. But no, I'll never buy another Jackson. That's really it for me. That really did it. Because like I said in that video, Metallica was the band that made me pick up the guitar, and Trivium, Corey, with this pointy guitar that he had, they were the guys that, one of the people that inspired me to try to become better at it. And when I bought the guitar, I was so excited, and then when I figured out these issues, I was so bummed. Yeah. So no, I'll probably never go for a Jackson ever again. No, that's it. The thrill is gone. The thrill has gone away. You know what they say. But this neck feels really good now. Yeah. Badass Jackson V. Randy Rhoads legacy continues, Doroteo said. Yeah. Dude, Randy Rhoads look awesome. Those Randy Rhoads Vs look so good. And I really like, tell me, Doroteo. So I suppose you like the Randy Rhoads V, right? Do you like the ESP Eclipse? What do you think of the Eclipse? Let me share that. Hold on. Let me put this back. So, hold on. Yes, sir. Both are killer axes. They're so good, right? So good. So, Randy Rhoads, and I'm gonna bring like a color that you like, the white and gold. Hold on. Jackson Rhoads. Here we go. So for example, this is a Pro Series Road RR3. You got this. I think you like the white and gold one, right? With the gold hardware from memory. That's an awesome looking guitar. It looks so sick. Is that Bird's Eye Maple? No, it's not. No. I thought for a second it was Bird's Eye Maple. But it looks really good. That uneven V looks super good. And then you got what? ESP Arrow. And I picked up one in a guitar store. I never owned any, but I picked up one in a guitar store. I played this one at the guitar store. The LTD Arrow Black Metal. And they're almost the same price. $100 different. Looks so good too. It looks really athletic. And it played really well. The one that I picked up at the store had a really high action for some reason when I played with it. Like the action was bizarre, like bizarrely high. And that's usually weird. Like usually, you know, with these guitars, you either set them up as a standard, like, you know, when it comes to the action. So, I don't know. I don't think I had my ruler with me at the store. I don't go with one of these ones. But the standard is like that they sent to you from the factory is at around 0.07, 0.075, 0.08 maybe, right? But like that one was pretty high. And for a guitar like this, it's a little strange because that's a shredder's guitar. Like people that buy this guitar are usually, you know, they're not playing blues. So yeah. Zuhair says gold hardware. Don't know. Kind of don't like that on a guitar. I'm not a woman wanting jewelry. Yeah, come on. Don't do that. You know, gold hardware. You might change your mind on that, dude. And you may never do. I don't know. It's really a taste thing. The only issue I have with gold hardware is that, you know, when your hardware gets a little rusty and like gets a little old as you keep playing. The only issue I have with gold hardware is that if you got a guitar with gold hardware and it's get older and it gets a little rusty, it doesn't look that good anymore. And so you're going to have to polish it. You're going to have to maintain it and all that. That's the only thing I have against gold hardware. Otherwise, like, this guitar looks pretty good, no? Don't you think? Yeah. That's the only thing. Like, if you have like a black hardware, it doesn't show. But gold hardware for some reason really does, to me at least. I'd change all the hardware for silver or chrome. Yeah, no, fair enough, dude. That's how you vibe. That's how you vibe. But yeah, like that's the thing. But it's honestly so good, and I love the fact that they got this extended bit here for neck hug. Like V guitars usually have a lot of space for you to get to the higher frets. And then they added that extra bit so you can really go. I just adore this design. I really do. It's Randy Rhoads inspired, but my goodness, it's so original. Like they've worked on this. A lot of R&D has gone into this one. Yeah. So there we go. Now, tell me. By the way, can I tell you guys something? This is something that I learned the hard way, and just a random thing that I just want to show you because I brought this string action gauge out. So this is a Music Nomad string action gauge. And this was like the second or the third one that I bought for the guitars. Because, and my mistake, your lesson, if you guys want to buy one of these, maybe this can save you a little bit of money. Check this out. So, I also have the D'Addario one, right? And you guys can clearly see the reason why I prefer the Music Nomad one. Have a look at them, both side by side, same lighting, right? You see how the Music Nomad one is easier to read? Like, you guys can see the numbers here on the Music Nomad one, but you can't see it for the D'Addario one as easily. Like, I'll put them next to each other here. Hold on. You just can't. Here, I'll flip them this way. Right? Because this one is in silver with, like, black font. And this one is black with a white font. And it's so much easier on your eye when you're holding a guitar and you're trying to measure and everything else. It's not only so much easier on your eye, it's so much easier to read, and you can do it a lot more accurately. And I didn't know that. Like, I think the D'Addario one, this one was the first one I ever bought. I got another one too. I thought like it was an issue with this one, and then I realized, no, it's the coloring. Like, that silver thing reflects in your eyes and you don't see the black really well. So yeah. You said, but does this thing help? Are they cards or some type of metal? They're all metal. They're some sort of a metal. They're not like cards. I love this. The Music Nomad one I bought, I adore this. Like, helps me set up my string action, helps me set up my pickup height. When I want to do like restrings and setups on my guitars, this got everything there. And like, I know for a fact that when I'm setting up my action, I aim for like a mid-low 0.06 action on my low E, for example, 0.05 around there. So, you know, I have a low action, but I don't want fret buzz or anything of that nature. But it has like a chart here that it tells you what the measurements are. Let me see if I can give you a better angle. Yeah, see that? It literally has a chart that shows you which is what. And so easy to use. Just unbelievably easy to use. Highly recommend it if you guys want it. Amazon? Yes. Yes, from Amazon. But they've got their own website too. Music Nomad. Yeah. Nomad has really stepped up their game in the guitar setup market. 100%. You're so right. You're so right on that. They've got some of the best stuff. Like, pretty much now the only thing I'm willing to buy these days, like most of it, is either from Music Nomad or from StewMac. Right. It's like the two places that I go for guitar tech stuff, setting up my guitar. I wanted to buy a fretboard file, a fret file, filing thing. StewMac. I bought a cleaner from Music Nomad. Yeah, that's pretty much where I go to. Yeah. Zuhair says you have a gaming keyboard and mouse and setup, right? Yeah, so I don't know, gaming, yeah, I guess they're gaming stuff because they have like LEDs in them. So I guess, yeah. Do I game? I don't game. I don't game much. Like I have a like Steam set up on my computer. Maybe I'll play like once a year. And the only times I ever play games is like when I'm burning out. Because I work about 70 hours a week ish. And so there are times when like I'm tired now and whatever. And it's getting to the stage of like, all right, this is becoming too much. I'll install a game and play it then. Like once a year, if. Yeah. What I played, I love Witcher 3. So good. Storyline. The music, the OST in that game, my lord. I've got the OST of the game saved on my Spotify, and I listen to it. So I really, really like The Witcher 3. But they came out like 2013, 14 or something. But like because I play like once a year-ish, like I just install it and replay it again. Yeah. We can learn the theme tracks from the favorite video games. Yeah, dude, I covered one of the songs in Witcher 3. Batman theme, The Witcher theme, yeah. Give 7 mins, guys. I need to make a quick phone call. Yeah, no, sure, dude. Hopefully everything's okay. Nothing serious, right? Yeah, do your phone call, brother. All good. Yeah. But that's the thing. What I used to play before that, I don't even remember, my guy. What do you play, Zuhair? What kind of games you're into? And do you play it on PC? Do you play it on console? We will be. Guys, have a good night. So good to see everybody. Mwah. I'll see you guys later. Ay. No, we're gonna wait for Dorothea. But can I say something though? And I love the guy, but 7 minutes sounds a little specific. I would be like, all right, guys, give me a minute. 7 was really specific, so I don't know. Yeah, I have PC and PS5. I'm mainly into Forza. Yeah, it's the car race. Motorsport these days. I'm playing Kingdom Come Deliverance. What's that? Kingdom Come Deliverance. That sounds a little fruity, I'll be honest with you. Kingdom Come Deliverance sounds very fruity. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. There's a second game. Okay, let me have a look. Is that like a strategic game? Right. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. I used to be into Assassin's Creed. Yeah, I played, I think, the second game. Batman Arkham. These days, feeling like gaming a waste of time. So many better things to do in life. Trying to lessen that. Yeah, fair enough, dude. You know, you got to go with your own pace. I saw this guitar content creator, like one of his shorts, and he's like a guy who's like is drinking beer, spits it out, and then tells his audience, go practice your guitar, like really macho. And it's funny, like funny content, right? But even with guitar, you got to do it at your own pace. It's your life. You just got to set it up the way it works for you. So if that's something you do that, takes the pressure off, and I know I've worked 2 jobs before, what I'm doing is pretty much 2 jobs now. And you want to steam off. Sometimes you just want to wind down. Sometimes you just want to turn your brain off and forget about everything, And yeah, I get it. He said, yeah, I know him on IG, the Schecter guy. I don't know. Is he a Schecter guy? I don't know. Like, I've seen his content like 2 or 3 times. Just randomly pops up because I follow guitar people. But I don't know whether he's with Schecter or not. Just know he has a beard. Yeah, sometimes it's good, but I was doing too much for my own good. Yeah, no, fair enough, dude. We all got that, man. We've all got that. Now, I want to jump to the next item on the docket. Tell you guys this. So, do you guys know what a rotary ensemble is? Have you heard of that before? Let me share my screen. So this is the second pedal that Boss brought up to the table as of recent. That's yesterday, August 30th. That this was, I think, announced like not long ago, right? It's $240. Again, another piece of garbage, honestly. Like, it's just... And I had to separate this from the first pedal because I needed to, separate the two from each other. Who knows what a Lindsay speaker is? I'll show you guys. A Lindsay speaker. No, Lindsay. No, that's the Speaker of the House. Who the heck is that? Sir Lindsay Harvey Hoyle? British politician? No, hold on. Give me a second. Maybe I'm looking for the wrong spelling. Let me not embarrass myself any further. Hold on. Not Lindsay, dumbass. Leslie. God damn it. A Leslie speaker. Okay. So this is a Leslie speaker. Check this out. Right? And it's like basically like an amp cab combo that they did back in the good old ancient days. But what it has this thing inside of it that rotates in circles, right? And it rotates in front of the speakers, and it creates this sort of like weird rotating effects with pans. So when you're sitting in front of it, it feels the sound has a specific character, but also it pans from left to right. It creates this special spatial space, right? It's 3D panning. Think of it like that, with like a bit of a muff in it, right? This pedal that Boss shut out, basically, out of his rear end, is like that. It's basically inspired by that. It's like an auto pan with a bit of changing the audio, I guess, like whatever the signal of the guitar is, right? Would it impact your head ears negatively? No, not really. It's an auto pan. It's like panning, goes from one ear to the other. It just sort of like gives that like effect that it's circling around your head, right? And it just creates that old school tone of a Leslie speaker. Like, that's what it does, right? And it can change the speed of how fast it rotates, things of that nature. It's like an auto pan, honestly. It's like a glorified auto pan. 3D pan. And so that was like a second thing that came up with it, which is a little bit better. Like it's a bit more interesting than the first pedal that I showed you guys. But this is what I wanted to, like, I thought you guys might find this interesting. So check this out. Let me stop the music for a second and see if I can find you guys a sample of a Leslie speaker sound. Check this out. Speaker sound demo. Here. This is how it sounds. Right. You can hear it, right? You can hear it in that whole, right? And it has this thing inside of the speaker that is revolving and it's creating that effect. What this pedal does is trying to sort of like mimic that a little bit. And then you know, put your guitar signal in it. Right? And that was the other thing that Boss sort of came up with, well, put out in the market lately, right? And I thought that's a bit more of an interesting pedal. So basically, it was a pedal that they had in 2019 that got discontinued, and they put it out there. And I thought that would be something that you guys might be interested to have a look at, if you're like into this. So when, and why would you use it? To be fully honest with you, like the application of it is really limited to me. Like, you can't use it in anything that you want tightness. The only scenario I would probably use it is, for example, when I'm playing clean with a bit of delay and reverb, and I want to give a bit of extra spatial sort of an effect to it and let the strings ring. That's the only scenario I can possibly think of to use it. Yeah, but it was an interesting one. I thought like I'll show it to you guys in case someone's into these kind of things. Yeah, it's like an auto pan surround kind of a vibe to it. Yeah, but the thing is, like, $240 is really expensive for this, man. Yeah. Zuhair says, I don't think you explained what the presence knob is, or did you? Yeah, I did. I did talk about the presence knob. I'll show you. Hold on. I think I have it even open here already. Yeah, I still have it open. I did show it to you. Okay, let me do it again. If you really want to be present, Zuhair. Be present with the presence knob, okay? I mean, is it that spatial dynamic range just gives a fuller sound? I'm not following you. No, I got the graph, but the above I didn't get. Might have missed. I mean, is that spatial dynamic range? Is what? Could you do me a favor? I'm not following you. Can you put like a full question, like in a full sentence? Because I'm not following where you are right now. I know you're asking me something. I get it. But I don't know what it is that you're asking me. Are you asking me what the presence knob does in general? Are you asking me... What are you asking me, Zuhair? Tell me. Tell me. What are you saying? My impression is presence gives a fuller, more intense sound. Now, presence, what it does, it makes your sound brighter. It makes your sound brighter, and it brings a bit of mid-range sort of like frequencies up. Yeah. In a lot of ways, like in a lot of ways, not exactly, but in a lot of ways, it's kind of similar to the tone knob on the guitar. Right? And you can kind of see it, right? So the red is for the presence, right? And you can see that it sort of covers the mid ranges a little bit as well as the higher ranges, right? In frequency. What does brighter really mean? Higher frequencies. Higher frequencies. Yeah. So these frequencies here, I'll do it in, no, actually different color here. This area is where brightness comes from. Right? When they say the sound is dark, it means that it's missing a lot of high frequencies. Right? When somebody says, oh, we're trying to design a pickup that is brighter in sound, but it's not ice picky, means that they want something that is more like in this range. So a lot of brightness, but the really harsh high-end bits or some like frequencies that might get generated when you pick that get, you know, exaggerated, those are left out. Yeah. So it's different from using just a treble knob. Yes, the presence knob is different in using the treble knob in a way that it brings extra sort of like mid-range-ish frequencies up with it as well. So treble, you know, it mostly works and operates in the higher frequency range. Mid, obviously, is the purple bit. You know, increases your mid-range. Low is the low end. Presence sort of covers tiny little bit of, not even bass, like it mostly is in like the mid and sort of like treble range. That's what it does. Right? So in a scenario like this one, so imagine like we only got the, imagine we don't have the upper purple, like, so imagine I've got my amp set up like this, right? And I increase the presence. This is what happens to it. So you can see that now some mid-range here, all this bit that was left out and wasn't covered is now included. And if had I only just raised my treble, right? I would have been like somehow here if I just raised my treble, so I would leave out all these frequencies there. Yeah. No, all good. See, you ask about the presence knob and you're not present. We got a problem. Okay? So like, yeah, that's the thing. It's yeah. It's like, I really think, honestly, I think it's a good parallel to think of it like the tone knob of your guitar. You know, when you got your tone knob, you add, like when you completely shut it off, all the high end is gonski. But then when you as you add it, there's like mid and high end slowly kind of comes in. It's kind of like that. Not exactly, but kind of. Yeah. I still love you. It's okay. All right. Let us talk about the last item on this docket that I want to show you guys. And I gotta, at some point, we gotta get to the last item on the docket because I've been holding my pee for like half an hour, okay? I gotta go. So let's talk about the last item on the docket before I have to do steam cleaning on the carpets and everything else. Check this out. Has anyone heard of the band Korn? The band Korn has this guy called Munky in it. There are two guitarists in the band. The first guy is Munky with a U, and the second guy is Sir Headley, or Head. Okay? This guitar is Munky's guitar. And there were a couple of things about this. I was looking around, when this week I was looking around some interesting guitars, trying to find something that I found interesting, like something new. This was one of the ones that really caught my eye. And I'll tell you guys why. And it's not the 12 fret inlay with K7, right? Tell you guys why. Give me a second though. So check this out. Has anyone seen a tremolo like this before? A floating bridge like this? I've never seen anything like it before. So all the floating bridges that I've seen, they have like one straight whammy bar, like a whammy bar, right? This freaking thing looks like it has a floating bridge, but the whammy bar is like a basket handle. Yeah, right? Me too. When I saw it first time this week, I was like, whoa, okay. So I guess you don't, yeah, it looks like it is a handle, right? You don't use a whammy bar like this. You literally, like, you got to go all the way back there. Which I thought that's really interesting. And it kind of makes sense because a lot of times when I'm playing, especially with my N4s, the whammy bar just comes like in the way and you like flick it away and then you got to bring it back. Whereas here now, you know exactly where it is. You can actually develop muscle memory on this one. Right? So I thought that was really interesting. There's so many cool things you can just grab the guitar and pull it up. So many cool things you can do with that. And it's a 7-string, by the way. It's a 7-string with the floating bridge. Now, obviously, for this handle to work, you're gonna have two whammy bar holes. But I bet you if you just remove that, you can just replace it with a normal whammy bar handle if you want to. And you can just use one hole for it basically. But this one, use 2 holes. Yeah, and I thought that's a really super interesting feature. On a 7-string. Yeah. And I thought I gotta show you guys this one. So yeah, otherwise, you got a really nice sort of like a neck carve there with a bolt-on neck body joint. Yeah, that's a good looking guitars. Look at that. Now, the second feature I found really interesting on this was that they went for a thin neck on this one. And with 7-string guitars, obviously, it's a little bit more tricky. But the neck type is a Wizard 27 5-piece maple walnut neck. So 5 pieces, that is maple, walnut, maple, walnut, maple, right? So 3 maple lines and 2 walnut lines in the middle. Nyada body. So Nyada, it's like a affordable mahogany. Very, very similar tonal characteristics. Fretboard is an ebony fretboard with a K7 inlay, which I totally dig. It looks awesome. Jumbo frets, 24 frets. That bridge, by the way, Zuhair, is called a Low Pro Edge 7 bridge with a U bar. It is a U bar, not a whammy bar. So there we go. Now, neck and bridge pickup are pretty hot pickups. DiMarzio Blaze neck pickup, passive ceramic. DiMarzio Blaze bridge pickup, again, passive and ceramic. It is tuned at a D standard tuning. And obviously, you're going for a 1059 gouge for that. 1059 makes sense, right? It's a 7-string and you're going 2 steps down. It kind of makes sense, right? It has a locking nut. It's a 25.5-inch scale. So that was interesting. I was expecting 26.5, right? I wasn't expecting 25.5-inch. So the scale length of this guitar is similar to your normal, 6-string, I guess. A lot of normal 6-strings on 25.5. You got 25, 24.9, 25.5. This is like that. It's not 26.5 or something like that. I was surprised by this one too. It's an interesting guitar, man. These guys just did whatever they wanted to do with this. Like, it's a shorter scale length, which means that there's only so much down tuning you can do on this one, though, right? Before your strings start to go floppy. But then again, Korn doesn't really go. I don't know of a Korn song that they went down more than 2 or 3 steps. So, even live, I may be wrong. Happy to be corrected. But if you got a 6 string and you already got the A7 note, you know, I don't know. Yeah, so 25.5 is probably enough, but I was just not expecting that on a 7th string. Zuhair says, gotta go now. Take care, Sorenzo. See you next Saturday. See you next Saturday, my guy. Take care of yourself and have a good time. Have a good rest. Sleep well, and there's another day. Good night or good afternoon. Good night. Get some well-deserved shut-eye, my brother. Do it. You've been working really hard. We're freaking proud of you. Keep at it, my guy. So yeah, and then we have the switching system here, which is like a standard switching system. So you got like your, you know, 3-way switch. You got your push and pull selector. And it has a recommended case. It doesn't come with a case. Go to Machine Heads and Lumen Lay. So yeah, pretty interesting guitar. Like, you got the U-handle, you got a 5-piece neck, which is thin and in profile. And then you got, you know, 25.5 in scale length with lumen lay and everything else. Pretty interesting guitar. And I thought I really want to show you guys this one. It's pretty interesting. So, yeah. If anyone's into it. How much are these, I wonder? So this is $2,000. Yeah, that's a pricey guitar. It is a signature guitar with a whole bunch of stuff there, but yeah, that's pricey. Yeah, setting up the guitar with the U-bar on is going to be difficult though. Like if I have this guitar and I'm trying to set it up, I'm definitely going to remove the U-bar. It's just so in the way. Like you do everything, you set it up, you do the micro tuning, everything else out of the way, then you put that U thing back on. Otherwise, it's just gonna be in the way. Yeah. So there we go. There you have it, folks. Man, it was this is the thing. And maybe it's just me, but it seems like when it comes to guitar manufacturers, like they're starting to learn to bring up things that are actually a little bit different and not just rinse and repeat. Not every company is doing it, but some are. Like Ibanez, yes. Kiesel a lot. The Kiesel guys are killing it, man. Like they're just coming up with like new stuff. Doing a really good job at that. Keeps things going, you know, as opposed to just like keep everything the old-fashioned way, I guess. But anyways, I think we're gonna leave it here, folks. We're gonna leave it here and bid you guys farewell. I think we're gonna leave it here. I think we covered everything we wanted to. We talked about the 2 Boss pedal. We talked about the Bad Cat amp. We talked about Cradle. We talked about Manson guitars and the Ibanez. I think we did pretty well. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to bid you farewell. Thanks so much for hanging out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I will indeed see you next week. Don't forget to practice your guitars. It's the weekend. Have fun. Live. Play guitar. Do it. Okay? Love you all. Baby. It is the weekend after all. Let's go! Woo! Mwah! Take care of yourselves, guys. Happy Saturday. Happy Sunday. I'll see you next week. Mwah!